Welcome back to Richards. Today we have a beer brewed by Bottle Logic for Shy Halud. That's right, everybody. Bottle Logic brought back another once thought dead beer. The Spice Must Flow is a pumpkin spice coffee ale. Project Brief is awaken the dormant parts of the mind with this melange of coffee and seasonal flavor, capable of folding the very fabric of space and time. Food pairings are robiola, pumpkin angliotti, and maple whoopie pie.
I don't know what two of those three things are.
That's most of the time for us with those. Director's notes: share responsibly. He who controls the spice controls the universe. That's probably directly from Dune. In case you don't know, Spices Flow, quote from Dune. Those of you who are more well-versed in it than I am will be able to pick up on all the little nuances here. But I do know that the spice, I believe, is what lets people travel through space. Like the ships, that's why they want stuff on the planet. They have the little worm as the little logo for this. And Shai Halud is what the Fremen of Dune call the worm.
Worm, yeah. I was just about to say that. Fremen.
This is only the second time they've made this. I believe the first time was back in 2019. And I've been wanting to try it ever since. The Viscometer has it at a 6 out of 10, so it'll just be, maybe a little thick, but mostly watery.
Yeah, I love Dune. I love...
No, you don't. You don't know anything about it.
Pumpkin. I love strong ales.
Pumpkin spice, specifically. It is not pumpkin. Shout out to Brett. There is no pumpkin in pumpkin spice. And that's what he's told me for years and years. And yeah, there is no pumpkin in pumpkin spice. So this should be all spice and coffee.
I don't even like pumpkin spice lattes or anything like that.
But you love coffee.
I like... I don't think that I like coffee as much as I dislike pumpkin spice.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's not it for me.
I love this orange, and we had this next to the picture, if you will. The orange and the purple look so nice together.
Halloweeny.
Yep, it's Halloweeny season.
Depending on when this comes out.
Yeah, depending on when I get this edited. But yeah, let's not talking about it. Let's get to drinking about it. Alright, let's get this open and see if Mary's right.
I'm always right.
I hope not in this case. I really want to enjoy this beer.
Looks like a Coca-Cola.
There you are. On the nose, I definitely get the dark roastiness of the coffee.
Yeah, it doesn't smell horrible. Like, it doesn't smell like pumpkin spicy.
More like cinnamon coffee, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I get more coffee than pumpkin spice.
Yeah, and in fact, it does, like you said, looks like a Coke or like a watery coffee.
Yeah.
Like when you get iced coffee and it's a little watered down.
Yeah, I can smell a little bit of it, though.
Let's get it. All right.
Oh, there's all the coffee at the end.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's got a great finish on it. All that like sweet coffee at the end.
It's not as pumpkin spicy as I thought it was going to be, which I'm grateful for. But I can tell that's what they're going for.
Mm.
It's more coffee-y with like you said, more coffee-y with spices in it.
Yeah, like a hint. It's like spiced coffee, basically.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and I think if you keep in mind that there is no pumpkin and pumpkin spice, you will enjoy this beer. If you like coffee, if you like pumpkin spice, I think you'll enjoy this a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't buy it again. I wouldn't order it on draft. I would stay far, far away from it.
Oh, wow.
But, if I had to finish this bottle by myself, I would. Now,
If you were forced to.
now picture, if you will, I would not finish that by myself.
Okay, interesting.
But only because I feel like the coffee is really saving it in here for me. Just for me, though. Like,
I mean, I agree. Out of the two, I do like the spice must flow better. Yeah.
yeah, it's just more like a spicy coffee.
Yeah.
Not like hot, but like spices in the
Yeah,
coffee.
you get cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg in there. Anything that's in pumpkin spice, I assume they just put pumpkin spice in the ale with coffee.
Yeah.
But it's not overbearing. It's not too crazy strong. That's one thing when we reviewed all the pumpkin beers last year. With some of them, the spice was just too strong for me. And some of them, it was just like overbearing, where I was like, I can't drink too much of this. This one, you're right. Like, I mean, I could have a whole bottle of this and be happy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a solid 4. Yeah, I think a 4 seems about right for this. Not quite in that upper echelon, but just enough where it's like, okay, I could see myself drinking this, once a year if they brought it back year after year.
No.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a 3.75. It is good, but Bottle Logic needs to understand that they have to stop making pumpkin things. So I'm not gonna reward it. I'm not gonna reward their bad behavior with a 4.
Except for we already spent money on them.
Well, don't do it again. And just leave it at that. Just keep doing stouts. This isn't even a stout.
I'm so happy they brought this back. I've been waiting for them to bring this back.
This is good.
The first time they brought it out, I was not even into craft beer yet. And so I just missed it by this much, by a few months, and it was sold out.
Oh.
A lot of pumpkin spice in that sip, or what?
Yeah. Oddly.
Quick! Shut the video down before she lowers her rating!
No, it's not bad. It's a cute thing for this time of year. I know that I don't like pumpkin, so I will stay away from them.
Yes. But overall, I don't know. I enjoy it. I think I'm enjoying it quite a bit more than you are at this point, but it's nothing they do is terrible. So like we're always just finding which ones we really love versus which ones are like these are good versus this is okay. Nothing they do is like this is a dream for. So
yeah, no. I will say though, cat's out of the bag. I'm gonna ruin it for our friends. We did go to Bottle Logic and we did have a taster of this before tonight. I didn't like it as much on draft that I do in the bottle.
you think you like the bottle more?
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know
I was trying
why.
to remember for both of them because we did get a taster of each
Mhm.
at the place. Not each of us got a taster of both. we got one taster of each.
Yes. We shared.
Yeah, but that was a couple weeks ago already.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. But yeah, hard for me to remember with these. The thing about them is compared to some of their other beers, they're not as memorable. To be fair.
Right. Yeah.
So like for this one, I don't really remember if I liked it more on draft versus bottle, but I remember thinking it was okay.
Well,
in here I'm like, okay, I could see myself drinking this once a year.
I think also what happened was we got tasters of these. 2 tasters, not 4 tasters. We didn't both get tasters each of both. And then we looked over and saw that Fundamental Observation, FOMO, Fococo, and FAFO were still on draft.
Yeah.
So I probably took a quick sip, said, no, fuck this. Get me a full pour of FOMO.
You certainly did.
But I do remember not liking it as much as I was thinking when you were pouring it. I'm like, I already know what this tastes like, but let me try to remember if it's going to taste differently. And it does taste differently. So, but for some reason, I don't know why that happens, but it happened with this one.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes, and it's an interesting phenomenon, whether it's different barrels they pulled it out of, the different batches that they make for all of them. But I don't know if you know. Let us know in the comments below. ABV wise on this beer, I'm assuming they don't do any decimal places on this one again.
Correct.
I'm gonna say 13%. They've been sticking with 13 for a lot of their barrel aged beers. I don't know what it is, and yeah, that's it. 13% again. I feel like they're getting a little big where they're sticking like, oh, this is just it's 13, it's 12, whatever. Where before it was like, oh, it's 13.45 or 15.56.
Or they're just being cute with 13, like you said, for the season and the number and the spookiness.
Well, I think all the fundamental observation was 13. Fuecoco was 13.
That's true.
FOMO was 13.
Yes, I remember that.
So I think maybe they're trying to stick to like 13% is where they want their barrel-aged beer to be. But I think that's just about going to do it for us here today. So, like the video, share it with your friends, and nothing wrong with sharing with some beers with your friends. Subscribe, because we got to get those numbers up. We're getting close to 150.
Whoa!
Then 200 subscribers will be the next goal. Click the bell icon so you can be notified when we upload new videos. We got more holiday beers coming up. It's getting to be the holiday season. But until then, we're the Brewmatures, trying every beer around the world. One sip at a time.